Hello everyone, Lamzes here, and this is top 5 steel ships to buy. In this episode I will be talking about few ways how to obtain steel, what you can actually buy for it, and what are the first 5 ships you should buy if you gather enough steel. So let's go, let's start with how to obtain steel. There's a few ways you can do it. First one is super containers. If you have super containers, you've got small chance, 1.5%, to roll 1500 steel. Second way, every event and every dockyard, there are middle stages of dockyard and events, and you can get some steel. For example, here 600, another 600. If you using paid events, you can get additional couple hundred. Next way, probably most reliable, are ranks. You can participate in sprint every 2 weeks. For reaching rank 1 in Bronze League, Silver League and Gold League, you always get 200 steel and 200 doubloons for each of these leagues, so it's 600 if you are able to go to rank 1, but it's not necessary. There are like middle stages rewards. For example, in Bronze Leagues, for 9 victories you can get 600 steel, because first 3 victories gives you 200, another 3 victories gives you 200, and then another 3 it gives you another 200. So 600 in total plus 200 for reaching rank 1, and then you repeat it in Silver League, but there are like 4 stages giving you 200 steel each, so it's 800 plus 200 for reaching rank 1. And the Gold League has 5 stages, 5 rewards with steel, so it's 1000 plus 200 for reaching rank 1. So rank is nice, but the biggest source of steel are of course Clan Wars. There are 5 leagues in Clan Wars: Squall, Gale, Storm, Hurricane and Typhoon, and they have own set of missions, and if you complete one set you will get up to 2750 steel per league, so in total is 13,750 per season of Clan Wars. And the last, but personally my favorite way of obtaining steel, is Christmas Snowflake event. When by playing tier 8 and 9 ships in your port, you knock off Snowflake and you get 75 steel per ship you've got in your port. As you can see, steel is way harder to obtain than coal, and it's not as versatile. There are only 2 things you can buy for steel. The first one is made of steel permanent camouflage that makes one of your tier 10 ships a quasi premium ship with these bonuses: 50% to credits, 100% to ship XP, free XP and commander XP. I don't think personally that it's worth it, but this is an option. The other thing you can buy for steel are of course steel ships, and main subject of this video. Ships available for steel are mainly tier 10. There is one tier 9, Vallejo, but because steel is so hard to obtain, I will restrict your choice to tier 10, because you should never buy tier 9. If you watch my videos, you know that I hate carriers and submarines, so these 2 classes get the fuck out of my screen. We will not consider them. So that leaves us with 3 classes: destroyers, cruisers and battleships. Let's start with destroyers for change. There is only 2 destroyers to choose from: Z42 and Ragnar. Z42 is not a bad ship per se, but it's very similar in playstyle to Z52, and in some regards worse than Z52, so I don't see the point spending 27,000 of your steel to buy something that's so similar to Z52 that you can have for free. So my recommendation number 5 is choose Ragnar, and don't forget about coupon, 25% off this price. Okay, let's go to my recommendation number 4, and because there's only one destroyer left, I think we all know that it should be cruiser or battleship, so let's jump to cruisers for a change. There's not many ships to choose from. As you can see, there's 5 ships: Svea, very strong ship; Smoke, radar, good guns; Commissar, well, the good hull, the good guns, but it has aircraft, like a mini carrier, so I hate this ship automatically. Austin, it's a strong ship, but it requires you a lot of skill with positioning, and it's best to play in division, so if you are a solo player, Svea is way better. Plymouth, it's okay. Out of these 5 cruisers, I think is the weakest one. And Stalingrad, that original steel ship, very strong super cruiser with 305mm guns. As my recommendation number 4, I would go with Svea. Yeah, very strong ship, but like I said, it requires a skill, but at the same time it's easy to play because it have smoke consumable, so even if you are a bad player, you can just smoke at the almost maximum range of your guns and farm battleships and you will be fine. I'm trying to make this video shorter than the last one, so I will jump to my recommendation number 3, and yes, it's Stalingrad. I've got Stalingrad and I don't have Svea, but that's only because the Stalingrad was original steel ship and I got it years ago, and as you can see, I cannot afford Svea, so this is my recommendation number 3. Very good hull, very tanky ship unless you show the broadside, with railguns, very powerful AP that can citadel battleships at 20 kilometers. Great ship, it's been nerfed many times by Wargaming, directly and indirectly, but it remains one of the strongest cruisers in the game at tier 10, and it's worth every bit of steel you spend on it. So 2 recommendations left and not many cruisers, so let's jump to battleships. And oh my, only 5 ships to choose from. I already have 3 of them. What should I recommend as a second ship you buy for your steel? First, quick summary of ship statistics so you can understand better why I recommend this ship and not other one. First, Shikishima. It's a Yamato hull with 6 510mm guns, very slow turret traverse and all weaknesses of Yamato, so exposed citadel, cheeks weak spot. It offers only one better thing than the Yamato, and it's a gun sound. Incomparable. British battleship slash cruiser, very fast, very stealthy, 10 kilometers with change, 6 508mm guns with great overmatch, torpedoes, hydro, and overall very good ship. It's very squishy, especially when it's showing broadside, and it has very short range guns, so you play at the edge of your detectability and hunt cruisers because you can delete them very easy, but because you are so close to enemy, you very often are focused and die very fast. Ruggero di Lauria, Italian battleship with 8 457mm guns with 30mm overmatch and SAP shells. Very good hull, very good armor, sitting low on the water, so very hard to citadel. It heals more citadel damage. The standard healing citadel damage on battleship is 10%. Luigi di Lauria has 33%, so even if you get citadeled, you can heal up more of this damage you received. So overall, very strong battleship. It can delete cruisers and you basically cannot angle against it because SAP has this great ricochet angles. Then you've got Mecklenburg. Again, very good hull, very good armor, and 16 305mm guns, and this is actually quite accurate for a German battleship. I think it's one of the most accurate German battleships. You can easily spam HE at long distances because it has quite good range on its guns, and then you can quickly switch to AP and delete cruisers or deal huge amount of damage to broadside battleships. Not citadels, but 20-30k damage salvos are normal thing in this ship because you've got 16 shells. And last but not least, Bourgogne, very fast ship with French speed boost. 12 380mm guns. Yes, I know they are small, but you've got quite good HE. AP has good penetration and good shell arcs. and you've got reload boost, so you can catch cruisers turning away. Your reload goes down from 28 seconds to like 14-15 seconds. Yes, there are some weaknesses and the price to pay for these guns. You are very squishy, you have a little HP pool, and you are covered with 32mm armor. But that doesn't change the fact that Burgonia is very strong ship, and this is actually my recommendation as a second ship you should buy for your steel. Yes, I think a lot of people will not agree with me, but out of all the steel ships I bought, I think this is the one I play the most. I bought it and I'm using it, so that's why I'm recommending it. So there we are, at number 1, the most recommended ship, the first one you should buy for your steel. There are only 2 contenders, honestly. Incomparable, very strong ship, and Mecklenburg, another very strong ship. And I would say like this: if you are a good player and you know that you like playing with your concealment, ambushing cruisers, and you are not dissuaded by CVs and submarines killing you every other game, because half of the game with Incomparable, when you try to ambush some cruisers and you go forward using your concealment, there's a submarine, destroyer or CV spotting you, and the whole enemy team focusing you, and you will just die. And the statistics confirming my diagnosis: the Incomparable has very low survival rate. Overall, it's a great ship, but you need to play very carefully, and that's a contradiction, a paradox, because you want to play aggressive with this concealment. So my recommendation, if you are not very good player and you just started your adventure with World of Warships, Mecklenburg. Very relaxing, you can play at a distance and spam your HE. You can go closer, use your AP to delete cruisers and deal massive damage to broadside battleships. You can use German secondary build captain, because secondaries, they are good enough to use this captain, so you don't have to respec your German lines captains. It's very forgiving because it's German. Turtleback, great armor, great HE resistance, a lot of heals. Overall, very good ship. And if you are not very good player, you are average or maybe a little above average, it's the one you should buy first. And honestly, there will be a lot of comments in the comment section that the Mecklenburg is not the greatest, but I think overall it's the best balanced and very strong German battleship. So these are top 5 steel ships you should buy, in my opinion. You start with Mecklenburg, then you buy Burgonia, then you follow with Stalingrad, Svea, and Ragnar. I hope this video will help you to make a decision. If you can, please subscribe, it will help me a lot. The next video will be about research bureau ships to buy. Thanks for watching, and of course, see you in the next one.